Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donella if you just so happen to be here for the very first time. And I usually upload on Wednesday every week. It's supposed to be every week. I did not upload last week, so please nobody come for me. I have a very good explanation. It's because I was super busy. I had some private sessions and that kind of took up most of my weekend. And I had work. So that kind of took up most of my weekend. I'm going to try not to miss any more Wednesdays. I'm going to try to make that promise. Don't quote me on that. I might possibly miss another Wednesday. You never know what could happen. Life takes us in different directions, and progress is linear. I'm just saying that progress is linear. There's no straight line. Progress is linear. Anyway, for this tutorial slash get ready with me type of video, I am going to be featuring the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette for this video, and it's really because I wanted to do an actual review on the palette, but it came out this last month and I was like, to do a review on that now is kind of late. So I got it kind of late anyway, but I absolutely love this palette. I'm actually holding it like this because the mirror is giving somewhat of a kickback in the light, and it has 12 metallic slash shimmer shadows, and then there are 4 matte shadows that are supposed to be used here, as a transition in color or whatever. And then there's this dark shade, which is the black shade. This one is called Decadent, I guess, if you want to create some sort of a smoky eye or whatever. And I absolutely love it. Like I've used it maybe 3 times already, and this palette apparently is supposed to have hints of actual gold in it, but it retails for $49, so how much gold could it possibly have in? Maybe the color chocolate gold might possibly be the only color that actually has gold in it. I'm just saying, I don't know. But the best part about this palette, it smells like chocolate. Anyway, before I get completely crazy, let's just head straight into this week's tutorial. Okay, so before we actually get into the tutorial, I just want to put a little MB right here that the pimples that you see on my face, I actually got them recently because I tried this new skincare product from Sacha, and apparently, my skin is way too sensitive for it, because when I woke up the following morning, my skin broke out with all those pimples. So I'm actually going to start off with my base using the Milani Hydrating primer, and it's actually hydrating and pore minimizing primer in one. Next, I'm just going to go in and fill my eyebrows in using my favorite brow pencil, and it's the one from Revlon, the ColourStay pencil. I think this one is in the shade Black Brown. Now, I've received a number of requests asking for eyebrow tutorials, and I'm not really sure if I should, because everybody's eyebrow shape is different, everybody's face shape is different, which means that your technique would obviously be different. But I'll think about it some more, and I might possibly film one in the future. Next, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Shadow Insurance primer, because I'm going to be using the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. I figure, what's the best primer to use on my eyes? And I figure, hey, they have an eyeshadow primer, so why not use their eyeshadow primer before you actually apply the eyeshadow? Yes. So I'm going to go into the mini star of the show right now, which is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. And I'm going to start off with my first transition in color. And this one is actually called So Bougie. Now, this one actually had a bit of a kickback, but that's okay, because I think the consistency of the formula, because it's supposed to be a transition in color, that's okay. I'm okay with that little kickback as long as it stays in place like it is right now. I'm cool with that. Okay, so heading back into my chocolate gold palette, I'm going to go in for my second transition in color, and this one is called Cocoa Truffle, and it's just really to define my crease a bit more, and also to blend out whatever hash lines that So Bougie. Did I just say booty? Did you just say booty, girl? So Bougie may have left behind. And finally going into my first lid color. Y'all already know I was going to choose green anyway. Without me even saying that, if there's a palette that has a green color in it, I'm reaching for the green first. Oh, and that green is called Money Bags, and I absolutely love this color. It reminds me of like emeralds. I find that those shade of green is there's something really majestic about those shade of greens. It's almost like when you see that royal purple in a palette, those royal type of purple that looks so majestic. It just reminds you of you know, royalty and the monarchy and all that. That's what this shade of green actually reminds me of. There's something absolutely majestic about it, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to go into this really yellow gold eyeshadow color, and this one is actually called chocolate gold. I'm just going to use my finger and actually tap it in the center, almost like creating a halo eye effect. So I'm gonna add that first, and then I'm gonna add another color. Next, I'm going to go into the shade. This one is actually called Dripping Diamonds, and I'm going to tap that with my finger over the chocolate gold because I felt like the yellow was a little bit too yellow. I wanted it to be yellow, but not too yellow. I almost wanted it to be a little bit more. I don't know. I just felt like I don't know. I just felt like whatever the Dripping Diamonds did is exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, that's it. So next I'm going to take my same fluffy tapered blending brush, and I'm going to drag a little bit more of cocoa truffle just to clean up the area a little bit because some of the metallic shimmery shadow did actually go above in my crease a little bit, and I just wanted to clean up the area a bit more. Next, I'm just going to take my Dose of Color mini brush. This actually came from one of my Dose of Color palettes, either the Big Browns or the Marvelous Mars, but I've been using this brush to apply my inner corner highlight because I feel like it's a lot more precise versus the regular, more big-sized applicator brushes. Okay, so I already added my liner off camera, and then I'm just here actually pulling out my struggle lashes before I apply my falsies, so you know the whole thing doesn't get lost behind all that little colorful thing I have going on my eyes. Okay, so here's when I actually changed my top to black because I felt like the light lavender shade was doing something really weird with the lighting, and it's kind of throwing me off in terms of the eyeshadow. So I'm actually applying my first layer of concealer, and I'm using the Crayon concealer from Black Opal, and this one is in the shade Beautiful Bronze. And I like layering my concealers because it actually helps me with applying way less foundation, especially under my eyes that are, you know, typically tend to crease a lot. So I like to apply my first layer of concealer and then I apply my foundation afterwards. Next, I'm going to go in with one of my favorite foundations, and this one is from Elcie Cosmetics. It's their Micro Silk foundation, and it's in the shade Chestnut. And I'm just doing the usual thing. I'm tapping on little dots around my face to the areas where I want to apply the most coverage first, and then I usually apply way less to my forehead or just use the excess, whatever is left over on either the brush or the sponge on my forehead. I don't really typically apply a lot of foundation to my forehead because I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't really need that much coverage anyway, so I usually just focus more so on my jawline area, my T-zone area whenever I'm applying foundation. Next, I'm going to go into my Black Opal foundation stick, and this one is in the shade Ebony. I absolutely love this foundation stick. I've been using it every single day since I got it because it has the perfect shade of a red undertone to it. It has this really cool red undertone to it, and I've been using it as my contouring stick ever since I got it. And sometimes I do go a little bit heavy, like what I'm doing right now, because I do love a strong contour, but sometimes I think I go overboard. So to blend that out, I'm going to be using my handy dandy beauty blender, and I usually like to just go in tapping motions first, just to blend out the line first on my jawline. As you can see, I definitely went overboard, but no worries, I can blend her all out. And I usually like to go in that particular motion. I don't even know what motion that is, but that's the motion I like to go in first, and then I would kind of press the contour upward so that it meets the highlight, you know, just so everything looks more uniform and more meshed together and more blended. Yeah, blended together is the word I'm looking for. I'm gonna blend all of this out. Then I like to go in with my second layer of concealer, and I focus more so on closer to my nose area and my forehead, and that's the area where I actually need a bit more added coverage because I tend to sweat a lot, and you know my makeup tends to crack a lot in those areas, so I always add just a little tad bit more of concealer in those areas. And then I actually like to take the excess concealer and just run it along my jawline just to define my contour a bit more. And you know, and just to clean up whatever little mess I may have made, because I did actually kind of go a lot heavy with my contour for this tutorial. Next, I'm going to take my Sacha ButterCup powder and I'm going to set my under eye highlight and all of the areas where I actually applied concealer. Now here's where I switch translucent loose powders, and I'm using the Mercier translucent loose powder in medium deep, and I'm actually dragging it along the jawline. I should say tapping it in along the jawline where I applied my concealer, and this is actually going to define my contour a bit more. And I find the Mercier translucent loose powder in medium deep is a lot easier to blend out versus using the Sacha ButterCup powder to define my contour, which actually takes quite a bit of time to blend out because it leaves, and it also leaves somewhat of a like whitish residue. Then I'm going to go in with one of my all-time favorite products from MAC. It's their mineralized skin finish powder, and this one is in the shade dark deep. I'm just going to brush away the excess Sacha ButterCup powder, and I'm also going to brush away the excess Mercier translucent loose powder. Okay, I know you guys haven't seen me use this in a tutorial in a while, but still my favorite thing to bronze with, and it's the color Rust from my Melt Stacks, my Melt Rust Stacks, and I'm just going to warm up my face a bit using that color right there. Next, I'm going to go into, what palette is this? I have no idea. I think this is my Coastal Scents palette. And I'm actually mixing all those 3 pink shades together because I actually thought it would be a really cool idea to actually mix those 3 pink just to see what they would look like on my cheek, and I absolutely love it. You know, it wasn't too dark, it was just the perfect shade of pink. So yeah, I believe this is my Coastal Scents palette, but y'all already know everything is going to be down in the description box. Okay, so I'm going back up to my eyes because I just realized that I haven't pulled out my little bottom struggle lashes. So I'm going to go back in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara and try my best to do some sort of magic to pull those little things out. I think by now I shouldn't even try to introduce this highlight right here. Everybody should already know what this is. This, my dear, is the Artist Couture LeBron's Diamond Glow Powder. It's not highlight, it's Diamond Glow Powder. I'm just going to pack a smidge of it. I always say that, but I always do overboard. Y'all already know I'm extra anyway. And let's just see, I'm going to pack some of it on the highest points of my cheeks because that's exactly where highlight is supposed to be placed, the highest points of your cheeks. And I think I'm just going to go all the way extra and just add a small bit of it to the temples of my forehead. Yes, I do have a big head. I embrace my big head. That is not an insult for me, okay? And to complete the look, I'm going to apply my favorite brown pencil from ButterCup. You guys have seen this so many times on my channel. And I'm going to actually smudge it out a bit, especially since I'm about to apply lip gloss. And it's this lip gloss here from Fenty Beauty. It's the Gloss Bomb or Bomb Gloss, I'm not really sure of the name, but like I said before, everything will be down in the description box. And I just discovered today that, you know, I own just as many lip glosses as I do red lipsticks. Like I think, I feel, I know that my next favorite lip product next to red lipstick is lip gloss. And to seal the deal, I'm going to be applying my Boscia white charcoal setting spray just to hold everything in place. Alright guys, that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to click the subscribe button on your way out. Drop me a comment down below and to also click that thumbs up button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until my next upload, I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye bye.